Hey guys, Scott here, and today I want to talk about Badham Preschool. I think it's a worse realm than Haddonfield, and I think Haddonfield gets a lot more shit, probably a lot more than it deserves compared to a couple of other maps that still exist, namely like Fractured Cowshed being another one. But I think Badham Preschool is significantly harder to win on than Haddonfield, especially now since in Haddonfield it seems like they permanently blocked the God window that could spawn next to the basement stairs in the main Myers house. It seems like they made that building way less ridiculous. I have never seen that window open since the last patch. So it seems like they made Haddonfield actually weaker. And really, Haddonfield is only super good now when you have balanced landing. Now, there still are a couple of massively problematic things on Haddonfield, namely the House of Pain, still ridiculous, can still spawn actual infinites depending on the killer, depending on the windows. So that House of Pain is absurd, and also it can occasionally spawn fences that are the size of an entire planet. And obviously, those are the main reasons why people hate Haddonfield. It's super hard to find out where people are. And when you do find out where they are, they might be behind a giant wall that you can't do anything about. However, Badham Preschool has all of the problems that Haddonfield has and more. It is actually even worse than Haddonfield, especially now since they've made Haddonfield a bit weaker by blocking a lot of the choice windows. So the problem with Badham Preschool is that it has those extremely long fences that can spawn on Haddonfield. It has a House of Pain that can spawn on Haddonfield, but it also has multiple other god structures as well. And it's mostly based on the position of these structures that makes the map so ridiculously survivor-sided. I pretty much tested it that you can get hit from anywhere on the entire map, and you can always use your speed burst to make it to some god structure. There's the main school that has the two safe pallets and the fence loop connected with two car loops on each side in case you can't use those. So you've got that god section of the map. Then you've got the first building that I'm chasing in right now in this B-roll footage, where you basically have to break the breakable walls or you cannot win the chase there. They're basically pre-dropped god pallets. If someone knows how to run the building correctly, as the guy I was chasing this video did, you essentially have to break both of those walls. And then once you do that, they still have the upstairs safe pallet as well to just use whenever they want. So that building is extremely annoying as well. And if they don't use that, then they have the fucking House of Pain. They literally have the House of Pain on your left. You see the House of Pain. They still have the House of Pain that you just can't chase people into. It's just such a strong structure that if you chase anyone there, you just lose the chase unless you're, like Hag with a trap or like Nurse or something like that. What's even worse is that the RNG can sometimes make it so that you actually spawn a House of Pain with a god window with a breakable wall that makes the window even stronger. So you have to break that wall before it actually even becomes something you can potentially deal with. Now, there's another breakable wall that can spawn in the House of Pain where basically it actually makes it a bit more fair because it blocks off one side. But if the survivor enters from the other side, it's something that you have to kick or it'll just last forever. So basically, the main problem with Badham Preschool is it has all the problems of Haddonfield, except it has multiple of those buildings like everywhere that you can get to. And that's the thing. Like, in between all of these loops, there's just a bunch of, not super safe, but not really unsafe either, rock loops. Also, to your right, there can spawn, for some reason, 3 pallets within 1 meter of each other. I don't know why that's a thing. And there's still a bunch of strong things that don't even require you to have any pallets, like the House of Pain window with the upstairs window right here. And then there is just the fence loop with the preschool. If you have enough distance, that fence loop can extend the chase for a very long time. And yeah, it's like there's just no real area in Badham Preschool where you feel unsafe. Pretty much everywhere you go, there's some insanely strong god structure that doesn't even require pallets for you to be able to waste a shit ton of a killer's time. And that is why it is, I think, worse than Haddonfield, especially since they made Haddonfield a bit weaker. Haddonfield really is only super strong if you're near the House of Pain, which is a ridiculous structure, and if you have balanced landing. Other than that, it's actually not that crazy anymore. Over time, Haddonfield has gotten a bit easier and easier to win on. It's still a shitty map. Don't get me wrong. It's awful. I hate playing on Haddonfield, but I'd rather play on Haddonfield than Badham Preschool. This map just has all the problems that Haddonfield does, right down to the giant fences, except it has multiple other god structures too that can be accessed from essentially anywhere on the entire map. That's not even to take into account the fact that on the other side of the map, you can just go to Shack 2, which is, pretty easily accessible. And this is basically every single realm. Additionally, a giant pain in the ass is when you're in the basement section of the school, if the actual hatch, or if the basement does not spawn there, and you haven't broken one of the walls, oftentimes you can't even hook anybody. If they go down in the middle of the basement and the actual basement is not in that area in the school, you just can't hook them. It's like the old grim pantry issue where they just go down there and he's like, well, I fucking can't do anything. All right, bye. And that's always a really bad feeling. So, sorry, I just woke up. But yeah, that's basically it. I just wanted to rant about Badham Preschool. People bitch about Haddonfield way more, I think. And I think it's undeserved. I think this map is significantly harder to win on, unless the entire team is bounce landing or some gimmick like that. But overall, Badham Preschool sucks way more than Haddonfield. And damn it, I'm tired of people giving Haddonfield more shit than this map. This map sucks. Fuck Badham Preschool.